is now time for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag Climatologist Eric Hunt. Eric, snow blanketed much of the state over the past week. How much snowfall did we see statewide, and what are you tracking when it comes to the week ahead?
Thanks, Bryce. More on those snowfall totals a little bit. What I'm tracking this week is the full dose of winter weather from Mother Nature. Starting on Monday, we're going to have troughing across the broader northern section of the country, and there will be a short wave moving from Montana in toward Nebraska during the day on Monday. That's going to bring a period of snowfall, probably starting Monday morning and then spreading east-southeast across the state during the day on Monday. Not going to be a significant amount of snow, but I do think there is a pretty good chance for at least the north central and eastern section of the state to pick up over an inch. Some places may pick up closer to 1 to 2 inches would be my best guess for most of us across the state. Then on Tuesday, we have another little system moving in through the southwest, or from the southwest into the central and southern plains. Right now, that looks to track mostly to our south. That would keep most of the snowfall in Kansas. Southern Nebraska likely will pick up another couple inches from this, but most places north of I-80 should probably be relatively minimal, if anything at all. But if this storm system does track a little bit further toward the north, and especially if it tracks a bit more northeastward, then I do think most places east of North Platte would have a chance of picking up another 2 to 4 inches of snow. In terms of total precipitation right now, I think we're looking at most of the state picking up between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch. That would probably translate to roughly 3 to 4 inches of new snow for most of us. That would add to the total that we had earlier this week. But the biggest story coming up, though, is going to be the cold temperatures for most of next week, the complements of polar vortex stretching. And again, we're going to have surface high pressure over eastern Montana sliding slowly east-southeast over the coming days. And that's going to bring very, very cold temperatures from the Arctic straight down into Nebraska. Right now, the European model is showing potential for temperatures at noon on Tuesday be below zero. So we are looking at potential for sub-zero highs at least 1 or 2 days next week, particularly north central and northeastern Nebraska, maybe even down as far south as southeastern Nebraska a couple of days next week. Again, this may be a little bit overdone, but again, we're looking at very, very cold temperatures with potential of minimum temperatures getting to 20 to 25 below next Wednesday, Thursday morning. Wind chills likely will be sustained at 20 to 30 below for a good stretch of time for next week. For resources, the Nebraska Mesnet, nemesnet.unl.edu. We do have a cattle comfort index. I know it's calving season, so I know a lot of you might be interested in just how extreme these wind chills might be. In terms of the outlook, we are looking at temperatures staying a little bit colder toward the end of this next weekend, warming further west. We are looking at ridging moving back into the central U.S. as we head toward the end of the month. So I do think we will start thawing out after later next week. And I do think after Tuesday, Wednesday, we are probably done with the snow for at least the next 7 to 10 days. In terms of recent snowfall, we did pick up about 6 inches, a little bit more across portions of southeastern Nebraska, maybe a little bit between Kearney and Grand Island. Most of us have between 2 and 5 inches in the last 3 or 4 days, with a little bit lesser amounts here across northwestern Nebraska. Drought monitor, we did see a little bit of expansion of drought across portions of Dawson and Frontier and Lincoln counties, and expansion of severe drought in Morrill and Cheyenne counties. And here's the temperature precipitation roundup for the week ending February 8th, 2025. Back to you, Bryce.